Blue Mind Gang, welcome back to the channel, to the Blue Mind channel. This is for anybody interested in raising their level of self-awareness, raising their consciousness, and driving positive behavioral change. Today's topic, breathwork. Does it work? For those of you that follow us over on Instagram, you would have seen this morning that Ed Bassett experienced a breathwork exercise for the first time, and you can probably also tell that he thoroughly enjoyed the experience and was high as a kite. So breathwork is a very interesting concept. My first experience of breathwork, I went to an event called the Uncommon Man. You might have, those of you that are regulars to the channel, you might remember that I've referenced Uncommon Man before. The Uncommon Man is a safe space for men to talk, to grow, to learn, and to experience some emotional release through breathwork. It's a brilliant event, monthly event in London, run by a team of three. From what I can see, a brilliant team of three: Mark, Rob, and Josh. They all have different skills, different characteristics, and they bring something different to the table, and the combination of all three works very well. So they hold space for you, and for those who aren't familiar with the term holding space, they give everyone the opportunity to say one word that is currently on their mind or how they're feeling, and then it goes on to getting into groups of three, where each person is given 6 minutes to talk about what's on their mind, what they're currently struggling with. There's no attempt to fix, no attempt to solve. Humans, specifically men as well, have a history of wanting to fix, wanting to solve people's problems. But more often than not, we're just looking for someone to listen. We just want to be heard. One of the greatest human needs, I believe, is we just want to be heard. We don't want somebody else to project their thoughts on us when we're trying our best to be vulnerable and authentic and talk about how we're feeling or what's on our mind. So then after that little exercise, once you've had a chance to talk openly, Josh leads an absolute brilliant breathwork exercise for emotional release, this will sound super crazy for anybody that hasn't done it or is not familiar with breathwork, but imagine this: 30 guys lying on the floor, breathing, using a breathing technique that will then result in a very loud scream, and it's just incredible. You feel the fear; it's indescribable what you'll experience. On the two occasions that I did it, I didn't know what to expect. I'm naturally very, very nervous individual, introvert. I went there, felt very scared about being there, despite doing my best to be as vulnerable as possible. But it's all just mental chatter. It's it's that part of you. Some professionals refer to it as the shadow. That part of you that just puts those limiting beliefs on you. But in short, does breathwork work? I would say yes, it does. After Ed did it this morning, he sent me the video, and I trialed it, and I hadn't done it for several months. Several months is the last time I did some breathwork. and it was amazing, absolutely amazing. I don't want to spoil it for anyone that hasn't done it before, but with all this, with a personal growth, whatever you want to call it, whether it be a personal growth journey or discovery or self-awareness, whatever you want to call that journey, it doesn't really matter. What does matter is that you are in a continuous learning environment, that you are continuously improving yourself, you're continuously becoming more conscious of your behaviors, of your thoughts, your feelings, the triggers for those things. And with breathwork, it gives you an opportunity to really feel your body, right? Really feel your body, bring consciousness and awareness to the breath, and this amazing release of tension. Talk of it being linked to trauma and negative experiences. I believe that to be true. Some of the pictures that you create in your head while going through the breath work, many memories, generational trauma that's been passed down through the years. It's an amazing, unforgettable experience, and I would highly, highly recommend that you do that. Be open-minded, try new things, especially things that are going to help you with your healing process, whatever trauma that might be. A lot of talk about trauma as well. Some people say to me like, "Oh, what trauma are you talking about? You're a white man that was brought up in an affluent area." And my understanding is, from having done the research, done the work, looked into it, is that trauma can be what happened to you, but also what didn't happen to you. And it can also be different levels of trauma. That's another video in terms of the inner child and understanding those early years and how you're conditioned by your parents, by your teachers, by your environment, what content you consume, what you watch, etc. Circling back to breathwork, I'd highly, highly recommend it. Check out The Uncommon Man. I'll include a link in the description below. You meet some brilliant people that are committed to discovering a more conscious, a more self-aware version of themselves. People that want to understand why they do what they do, or why they think what they think. And so for some people that's scary, right? It's a sign of vulnerability. Being prepared to unpackage that 100%. That's why we're doing our best to run monthly events which encourage people to talk. Perhaps we'll bring breathwork into it, perhaps we'll bring some visualization into it. We've talked a lot recently about cold water immersion and the benefits of being in hot and cold. Perhaps we'll bring that into it. But whatever it is, be open-minded, try new things, deliberately put yourself in discomfort. A big part of this is resilience. Josh talks about being a resilience coach, and a big part of this is resilience. And we're doing some really good work at the moment with one of our kids' brands that is all about building resilience within kids. We've got a brilliant event planned for July, which will encourage kids to be outdoors and push themselves outside their comfort zone. What does resilience mean to you? How resilient do you believe you are? What environment do you put yourself in where you need to test your resilience? Right? Discomfort. People seem to avoid discomfort. Discomfort is good, right? Taking yourself out of your comfort zone, that's where the growth happens. And I don't believe it's not a coincidence that activations such as breathwork, such as cold water immersion, these are all natural things, air, water. These activations deliberately put you in discomfort. However, the benefits, the science, the research, Google it yourself, the benefits are amazing in terms of mood, longevity, which ultimately helps you perform to a higher level in whatever role is important to you, whether that be father, mother, brother, sister, friend, manager, team lead, CEO, football coach, whatever that might be. All these things, I truly believe, help you perform to a higher standard. My mental chatter is telling me, what are those people that currently sat in a place where they don't believe they don't have faith that their situation can improve. The last thing on their mind, I imagine, is high performance. Right? People talking about high performance. For those of you, I get it, I've been there. And what I would say, or the advice I'd share with you is the advice I give to everyone, the advice I give on podcasts, the advice that we share in blogs, the advice, it's the same advice that Phil Stutz talks about. And if you haven't yet seen it, go and check it out. It unpackages therapy in a lovely way and gives you some tools some coping mechanisms to understand yourself. It's a great starting point, great entry point. And he talks about the life force, right? And the life force being body, people, you. Start with the body. Anybody who's currently in it, who's been triggered by my mention of high performance and they can't think about that right now, they've got too much on their mind, perhaps labeling it as depression, or perhaps it's clinically been diagnosed as depression. Change the body, change the mind. Prioritize you, prioritize your body, get moving. Go for a run, lift some weights. Again, it circles back to discomfort. Discomfort. I read that if you were to prioritize and reflect and improve on exercise, sleep and nutrition, it will solve 85% of your problems. And I believe that was the catalyst for change for me when I was going through my divorce. And while I wasn't clinically diagnosed with depression, that's what I would say it was in terms of mental health, mind health, exhaustion, everyday exhaustion, lack of motivation, no drive, overweight, suicidal ideation, right? Focus on moving that body, focus on exercise. Join, if you don't have the strength, the motivation to do it yourself, join a gym. Go and check out Blue X Movement on Instagram, which is our health coaching, wellness coaching, part of Blue Mind, right? Be happy to jump on a quick call with you to talk about how you can put a couple of things in place, perhaps even work together. I don't know what your situation is right now, but what I do know is that if you are feeling six people that I've spoken to in the last 2 months, right? They dramatically changed their mood and their mindset by working out. 6 people. Find a way. find a group class, call up a friend that you used to work out with, and get moving. And get moving. And give breathwork a go. And give that breathwork a go. Keep an eye out for more events that are coming. Highly likely that we will be having a breathwork exercise very soon. So if that's something you're interested in, jump on Instagram, send us a DM at Blue Mind Approach, or jump on the website, subscribe to the newsletter. We are conscious, Ed and I are conscious that we haven't communicated with our community as much as we should, and we want to improve that. We want to engage with people, we want to help people, we want to guide people, while at the same time encouraging people to realize that the only person that's going to save them is themselves. Thank you for listening. If you liked this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the Blue Mind channel. More videos coming from us on a weekly basis. Topics of self-care, self-love, relationships, breakups, many topics that seem to be not discussed on a regular basis. Our intentions are good. We want to cut out the BS, share real life experiences, teach people old words, right? And what I mean by that is things that perhaps people aren't aware of. For those of you that know, I love to use the term unconscious incompetence. We don't know what we don't know. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you all. Subscribe to the Blue Mind channel. Go and follow us on Instagram, Facebook. Drop us an email. We'd love to hear from you. And catch you later.